Be me 28, burned out ex-city guy, worked 5 years in advertising, good salary, bad sleep, caffeine instead of feelings. Every day was meetings, fake smiles, and circling back. Once looked at a blank PowerPoint slide for 2 hours and realized I couldn't remember what day it was. Manager said I should take some time off. So I did, never went back. Sold my furniture, broke my lease, packed one suitcase, booked a random train ticket heading east. Wanted to find somewhere quiet enough to hear myself think. Ended up in a small coastal town nobody's ever heard of. Population maybe 5,000, counting seagulls. Salt air, cracked sidewalks, everything a little faded but alive. Rented a tiny apartment above a hardware store. Peeling wallpaper, a single window facing the ocean. First night slept on the floor, waves crashing in the distance. Felt like freedom and failure at the same time. Next morning realized I had no plan. No job, no schedule, no idea what I was doing. So I wandered, walked until my feet hurt. Town had one pier, one grocery, and 3 bars. By evening, it started raining. Cold, relentless, the kind of rain that makes you rethink every life choice. Saw a neon sign flickering, Harbor Diner, open late. Went inside, smelled like coffee, fries, and nostalgia. Only 2 customers, old jukebox humming somewhere. Sit at the counter, trying not to look as lost as I feel. Then I hear her voice behind me. You want a menu or just a place to hide from the rain? Look up, she's wearing a faded apron, messy ponytail, tired eyes that still have spark. Name tag says Maya. Bit of both, I say. She smirks. We're out of both, but I'll see what I can do. She brings coffee. It's awful, but somehow perfect. She doesn't do fake waitress charm. She's blunt, funny, real. Makes a sarcastic comment about my soaked city shoes. I make a sarcastic comment about her 5-star ambiance. She laughs. And just like that, something shifts. Start coming back. Once, then twice, then basically every night I don't feel like being alone. Which is every night. Same stool by the counter. Maya starts remembering my order before I say it. Black coffee, mild existential dread? Yeah, make it double. We start talking. Not deep stuff at first. Movies, weather, which locals are secretly sleeping with each other. She's sharp. Witty in a way that cuts but never bleeds. Find out she paints. Shows me pictures on her phone of sunsets and waves. They're raw but beautiful. Full of life. In a way I forgot existed. Ask why she's still working here. She shrugs. Because rent's real and dreams don't pay it yet. Says she likes the diner though. I meet people, hear stories. Every day's a new background character. I laugh. She grins. You're probably one of them. Weeks turn into months. I start freelancing online. Small graphic design jobs. Nothing fancy, but enough to afford terrible coffee and rent. Spend mornings working from the apartment, evenings at the diner. Routine builds itself. Maya becomes part of it. She's different from anyone I knew in the city. No filters, no pretending. If she's tired, she says it. If she's mad, you know it. Sometimes she hums when cleaning tables. Always off-key, I'd listen to it forever. One slow night, she slides into the booth across from me. You ever gonna tell me why you're here? I hesitate. Then just say it. Got tired of being someone else's idea of success. She nods like she understands. Yeah, success is overrated. I prefer surviving with style. We start walking home together after her shifts. Her route goes past my building anyway. Cold air, streetlights buzzing. Sometimes we talk, sometimes we just walk. It's easy. One night she stops by the pier, says, "You ever notice how waves never stop?" I nod. It's exhausting just watching them. She smiles. Maybe they're not tired. Maybe they're just alive. That line sticks in my head for weeks. Eventually, she invites me to see her paintings in person. Tiny room behind her house. Smells like salt and turpentine. Canvases stacked against walls. Colors everywhere. She's nervous showing me. I tell her it's incredible. She rolls her eyes. Don't say that just because you like me. I don't deny it. She notices, doesn't say anything. But the air changes next night after her shift. Rain, again. Walk her home under one umbrella. Halfway there, she stops, looks up at me, kisses me once, quick, like punctuation. You're not broken, she whispers. You were just planted in the wrong soil. Can't sleep that night. Replay it in my head 100 times. Think maybe I finally found something real. Next few months blur in the best way. We start spending more time together. Breakfast runs, beach walks, late night talks. She makes fun of my city habits. I mock her coffee addiction. It's balance. She starts leaving small sketches in my jacket pocket. Little doodles of me drowning in paperwork or holding a cup of coffee the size of my head. I stick them on my fridge. First time that fridge ever had personality. Eventually, she starts staying over. At first, just movie nights that end too late. Then mornings where she's making tea in my kitchen, wearing my hoodie. Neither of us says relationship. We just live it. Then one afternoon, get an email. Old colleague from the city says they want me back. Big project, bigger money, temporary, but great exposure. Exposure never paid rent, but still, part of me itches to prove I can do it again. Maya notices. You've been staring at that laptop like it owes you rent, she says. Tell her about the offer. She goes quiet. So you're going back? I don't know. You do. We argue. She says I miss the rush. I say she doesn't understand responsibility. It gets ugly fast. She finally says, if you need to go, go. Just don't pretend it's for me. Walks out before I can reply. Spend 2 days alone. Apartment feels smaller without her. Waves sound louder. Finally realize I'd rather scrub dishes with her than sign another client contract. Find her at the diner after closing. Ask if she's still mad. She sighs. No, just tired of people who leave. Tell her I'm not going anywhere. Mean it. She stares at me for a long time, then nods. Quiet. Okay, then stay. We make up, not with words, but with silence that feels safe again. Months later, she gets invited to show her art in a small gallery. She panics. What if no one comes? I tell her. Then I'll come twice. She throws a napkin at me. I catch it and keep it like a relic. Gallery night arrives. Tiny room full of cheap wine and local weirdos. Her paintings glow under the lights. She looks at me across the crowd. I mouth, proud of you. She mouths, shut up. Afterward, we walk home in the cold. She says, you know, maybe I could do this full time someday. I say, you will. She smirks. Big talk for a guy who once cried over taxes. Eventually, we find a cheap storefront by the harbor, turn it into a shared studio. Her art in the front, my design desk in the back. Call it Low Tide Studio, because everything good starts when the noise goes quiet. First few months brutal, no customers, no sleep, no clue. But every night we lock up, sit on the floor, eat instant noodles, and laugh like idiots, because it's ours. Year later, business picks up. Tourists wander in. Locals ask for posters or website designs. Not rich, but steady, enough to pay rent and buy paint, enough to keep the lights on. Some nights we argue about money, about stress, about who forgot to restock coffee. But it always ends with her head on my shoulder saying, we're fine, And she teaches an art class for kids once a week now. They leave the studio covered in paint. She looks happiest when she's teaching them. They don't care if it's good, she says. They just want to make something. Wish adults were like that. My freelance work grows too. Small businesses, local bands, random commissions. Even start designing posters for her gallery shows. Sometimes wonder how I ever thought success meant skyscrapers and suits. 2 years after that first rainy night, we move into a small house near the harbor. Cracked walls, tiny kitchen, view of the pier. Feels like heaven compared to my old apartment. First morning there, she brews coffee so strong it could melt steel, hands me a mug and says, "We made it." I say, "Barely." She laughs. That's the fun part. We still visit the diner sometimes. Her old boss refuses to let us pay. "Couple discount," he says with a wink. Maya rolls her eyes, but tips anyway. Life's not perfect. Sometimes the bills pile up, the clients vanish, the paint won't dry right, but we built this mess together, and it's ours. One evening, we're sitting on the pier watching the sunset. She's quiet for a long time, then says, "Do you ever think about forever?" "Every day," she smiles. "Good, because I think this is mine." I reach into my pocket, pull out a small box, not velvet, not fancy. Inside is a thin silver ring engraved with a small wave. "It's not much," I say. She looks at it, eyes soft. "It's everything." Slides it on her finger like it always belonged there. We don't make a big deal of it. No announcements, no hashtags. Just us and the sound of water and distant laughter from the boardwalk. Be me now. 30, co-owner of a struggling but alive art studio. Wake up next to Maya every morning. Sometimes to the smell of paint, sometimes burnt toast. She's 27 now, hair shorter, laugh louder. Still hums off key, still my favorite song. Our studio's busier these days. She sells prints online. I design for local stores. We host little events sometimes. Open mics, art nights, coffee tastings. People call us the couple who never left the pier. They're not wrong. One afternoon, a tourist comes in, looks around at her paintings, my posters, the chaos we call decor. Asks, "So this is your job?" Maya grins. "No, this is our life." Tourist laughs. I don't, because she's right. That night, I find an old photo on my phone. Me in a suit, sterile office behind me, eyes empty. Show it to her. She laughs. "Who's that corporate vampire?" "A ghost," I say. "You look better human." "Thanks. You look better than coffee." She gasps. Blasphemy. We end up laughing so hard we spill wine everywhere. Sometimes I still wake up at 3 a.m., panicking, thinking about deadlines that don't exist anymore. She pulls me back down, mumbles, "You're here, idiot. Go back to sleep." And I do. Years later, she finally gets her own solo exhibit in the city. We drive back together, same streets, same glass buildings. They don't feel like home anymore. But watching her paintings on those white gallery walls, hearing strangers talk about her art, I realize we didn't escape life. We just built a better one. After the show, we stop at a diner on the edge of town, not hers, but close enough. Order burnt coffee, laugh about how it all started. She clinks her cup against mine to bad coffee and good choices. "Mostly bad coffee," I say. "Shut up." Outside it's raining again. She pulls me close under the awning. "You ever think about how weird it is that you just walked into my diner that night?" "Every damn day? You think you'd do it again?" "Every damn time." She smiles, kisses me, soft and certain, waves crashing in the distance, smell of salt and coffee. And for the first time in my life, I don't want anything else. Not more money, not more success, just this. Her us, alive, imperfect, real, be me, still here, still choosing this life every morning. And for the first time ever, that feels like winning.